Welcome, ladies and gents, spawning at the 10 o'clock position of merry-go-round as the green Terran player representing Team Darkstar. Here's Avokado. Passion, dedication, belief. There you go. Pretty solid set of values there. But he's also got a pretty solid Protoss over here in the top right-hand side, spawning as the red Protoss player representing Team Redbloods. It is SpaceMarine. So pretty cool little TVP. Is red blood going to be spilt on this map? Or will Avokado become guacamole? I guess time will tell. It's a best of 3, of course, and because both of players have now lost a best of 3, it means that the loser of this particular series is going to bow out of the tournament. So a lot on the line here at the moment. They're fighting for their survival in the group stages. Arguably the two favorites, Serral and TargA, have gone through, but they're not through yet. They still have to play the winners match. One of them is going to get through to the final 8, but the other one's going to drop back down to play one of these guys for that last position. The barracks now going down for Avokado. We can see the refinery going down afterwards, so no ultra aggressive gas first build coming out from him. SpaceMarine in the meantime is just going to be starting with a gateway opening. Wouldn't be surprised to see an expansion off the back of this. He is also going to be the first to scout his opponent, and even though he hasn't seen anything here, he now knows that Avokado is in the 2 o'clock position. Orbital Command, of course, immediately going down for Avokado here, wanting to get those sweet, tasty mules as quickly as possible. And we actually have a Reaper being rallied to the bottom, but that's okay, because when he comes out, he will be able to spot, thanks to this SCV, this opponent is, in fact, in the top right position. So it's got another, 5 seconds to go, but in that 5 seconds, he should just about see a... Oh, wow. Well, he's actually going to miss the probe. So the Reaper is going to... There we go. Okay, he sees it now. And he's going to be taking care of the probe inside his base anyway, which, by the way, sees that one gas wasn't taken and also managed to spot the amount of gas taken on the opposite side. So this SCV now knows, of course, where SpaceMarine is, but SpaceMarine also knows there's a Reaper on the way. So just chrono boosting at that mothership core to keep everything safe here, and I think he should just about be fine. A little bit more difficult on this map than most to get the Reapers in, because if you take a look, these bits, Reapers can't actually jump up. It's a little bit frustrating. He has to go kind of via this bit here. Manages to get inside the base, of course, and the Mothership Core will be able to chase him away. There is nothing the Reaper can do to pick off a probe without dying himself here, as long as the Mothership Core is controlled correctly. Double Marines now coming out by the looks of things. We've got a reactor on that barracks, and we can already see the tech coming in from Avokado. Interestingly, the factory built very far away from the barracks. I wonder if this is any sort of telltale sign that he wants to hide something. We'll be keeping that in mind. The Reaper still trying to get some damage on. The Mothership Core struggling to keep up a little bit here. And wow, just about walling it off there. An excellent job, and a Twilight Council going down. Has the Reaper seen it? Of course it has, because that's what blocked it off. And this Stalker is going to spell the end. Now, this Reaper hasn't been useless. It's only had 1 kill, but that's fine. And that 1 kill is actually back in his main base, because this has provided a fantastic amount of scouting information, which primarily is what the Reaper is for here. So that's okay. Got a Widow Mine coming out for a little bit of protection here, and the Starport coming down immediately. Are we going to see a mine drop coming out from him? Because we have the bunker very, very far forward to prevent any units from coming inside his natural expansion. Actually, as long as he has high ground vision, this actually is concavable, shall we say. Normally the bunker might get built a bit further back here. So he's going to take a very forward position on that. Got the Widow Mine. Are we going to see a medevac immediately pop out? Well, the rally point's on top of that mine, so I think we're going to be seeing some mine drops out of Avokado here. Let's keep an eye on whether that ends up being the case. Mothership Core being nice and chilled out in the meantime. Robotics facility has started inside the main, and we're going up to an extra couple of gateways while Blink is being researched. 3 now total number of extra gateways. Are we going to see another as well? No, it looks like it's just going to be 4 gates off 2 base for now. We've got the Robo on the way anyway. And, well, there's the medevac. There are 2 mines, so we've got some aggression coming out of the Terran player here. And medevac goes yoink. And there we go, instantly boosting and heading away. And of course, SpaceMarine at the moment doesn't know about this at all. Ooh, needs to be careful. You don't want to be flying into that. This is like the biggest sentry in the world that's like generating this force field here. And oh, dude, some of the ships here, like, I mean, is that a Wraith or a Viking or something else? But that looks, well, pretty useless actually, because it seems to be firing and not actually going anywhere. But you know, that's another story. We have the mines coming into the natural expansion now. There goes the first one. Are we going to see the second one as well? Oh, targets and kills off 2 probes. Here comes the second one into the main base. Observer being chrono boosted. And the mine's like, hey, come back, I want to play. Oh, great pickup there. But the second mine is actually still in the natural expansion. So needs to be a little bit careful on that front. Well, blinking to the edge, but unfortunately managing to get away. That Widow mine is still there, though. And has he spotted it? Oh, I think he can see it's there now. So we've got the pros moving away, and it looks like, ooh, very nice. The hallucination actually getting taken out, pulling the aggro there from the Widow mine, and now the Observer's going to come in and take it apart. In the meantime, we've got the pylon down in the middle of the map here. Map control firmly belongs to SpaceMarine at this point in the game. 70 versus 78 supply right now. And what's the situation looking like at home? Well, we've got double bunker. And, wow, a third bunker inside the main base as well. He is properly defending against this right now. But he can see a couple of blink stalkers. And he needs to be very careful indeed. He's actually blinking away from that in just a minute. No turrets or anything on the edge, though. So the Observer is going to have clear access. A little bit of blink micro to try and just harass these bunkers. Unfortunately, SCVs can repair, and unfortunately, siege tanks do a lot of damage. So those two things combined, are we going to see a second siege tank on the high ground? I'd love to see it about here. Looks like we are. And he's going to do just a little bit of damage. In fact, he's going to be sieging up there, and that is actually the end of this blink aggression for now. There is not a lot else he can do. So he's gone back home. He's got his robotics bay up. We can see the extended thermal lance about a quarter of the way complete now. And all appears to be stabilizing in the middle of the map, and I like that SpaceMarine is using this map control, this map vision that he's got, knowing that Avokado has 3 bunkers and is being super defensive. He's taking his third base behind it. He's saying, you know what, mate? You're more than welcome to this right now. I'm just going to do a little bit of oopsie-daisy harassment damage and not blink out with my stalkers. Okay, there we go. Manages to save 2 of them at least. Unfortunately, losing the Observer there, which I think is pretty useful. But if he's able to hold on to this third base and he gets Colossi out on the field against Bio, hey, that's actually a pretty big win here, because 2 Colossus already here. Extended Thermal Lance will just about be done. By the time this army gets here, it's going to be a bit touch and go. Oh no, they paused to kill the pylon now. It will actually just be done. And third Colossus about to pop out as well. So, I mean, there's a decent chance SpaceMarine can defend this and he won't have to give up the third base. We'll wait and see. The extended thermal lance is 13 more seconds to go. Oh, and the army is there. This really is so close. He's moving out with the Colossus. He knows that he can try and take this. And here we go. The siege tank's actually providing a lot of cover fire here. Photon overcharge going down. He basically needs to charge in and warp in a bunch of zealots. Is he going to be doing that? Or is he actually... Wow, he's leaving the third base. Never mind. I thought he didn't have to do this, but maybe he thinks he does. Oh, both sides actually backing off. 6 Star Sense from Avokado, sensing the flank there and going, hang on a second. Wow, that was an aggressive blinking from the Stalkers. The Marines might have been able to turn around and pick a few of them off there. And now it looks like SpaceMarine... I think if he was 5 seconds early, he could definitely have done this, but the way this battle has turned out, he has able to do it. We're turning around and stimming from Avokado. I'm going to be honest, I do not like that. Yes, he has a decent concave, but he's got triple Colossus with extended thermal lance here. The number of Marauders, I mean, there are some left, but it's not pretty. And it's 118 versus 118 supply with a Protoss with triple Colossus coming your way. Guess what, mate? Your bunkers have been salvaged, and he's going to be thinking to himself, oh man, I need to defend this with everything I have right now, because this is just so much damage coming out of the Protoss. He could have put down a pylon a little bit earlier, though. He hasn't actually pushed forward with this attack yet, but he has got 3 bases up in mining. And the difference in that income, well, look at this. Even with mules, guys, you can't compete with an extra base. I mean, not at this level anyway. Not 2 versus 3, 5 versus 6. Yeah, okay. But right now, our Protoss player is just mining so much more. We have... Oh, no. Wayward Colossus, what are you doing? You need to be in the fight, my friend. That would just make his army so much stronger, but he has at least got the pile in the middle of the map now. 4 Colossi with this, and we do have Vikings being made 2 at a time from our Terran player, but you know how many are out on the field right now, guys? Those are the first 2. So, 2 Vikings versus 4 Colossus, trying to take a 3rd base while you can't hold the Colossus at bay. Little bit of a tricky situation to be in, I'm going to be honest. We have a drop here, and Sacrificial High Templar. I'm not really sure why that happened. A couple of units being warped into home to try and deal with it. The army's still in the middle of the map when I think he could actually be doing a much, much better job just moving out towards a 3rd base. I feel like Avocado's he's being allowed to get away with it a little bit here, and here comes more army into the 3rd base. To his credit, Avokado is doing everything he needs to right now. His first army, well, let's put it this way, that didn't end well. So what's he doing instead? He is simply stalling for time, trying to do as much damage as possible with these little drops, and well, Force Field says no, ladies and gents, and now we have the big battle over here at the 3rd base. It's just an orbital command, and these SCVs, well, they're not looking too healthy at all. 4 Vikings now versus 4 Colossi, and the bio is getting shredded. 2 of the Colossi have gone down, though. The positioning here and the force fields just have been, to be honest, a little bit inadequate coming out from SpaceMarine. I feel he doesn't need to lose anywhere close to the amount he's actually lost. These units are going down as well, and that's a battle that, I'm going to be honest, I feel like he could have Stutter stepped up the ramp and tried to win. But Avokado, not only does he win that engagement, he wins that engagement without losing a single Viking. 4 Vikings versus 4 Colossi, and the Vikings won without losing a single ship. I think that is big for Avokado right now, and in my opinion, that gives him a massive, massive advantage in this game. It just wasn't a cost-efficient trade at all for SpaceMarine, and Avokado is looking to move out further. A 4th base is being taken from SpaceMarine now, and considering his army size is 53 versus the 79 from our Terran, I'm not sure if he can sustain that. We have a lot of bio coming in right now. We have Immortals and Storm, so he's basically trying to make these Vikings a little bit redundant, which is fair enough, but we've got medevacs being produced 3 at a time. There's an awful lot of bio coming in here, and I wonder if he's just going to try and mass up against the 3rd. Look at this, 0 Colossus. Have we got Storm yet? No, we don't. It's still another 20-30 seconds away. He needs to chrono that ASAP, and he knows it. Here comes the army. 13 seconds until Psionic Storm. Avokado, he's landing all the Vikings. He doesn't see any Colossus, and here we go. 2, 1... 0. There's Storm complete. Talk about clutch, ladies and gents. Now what can he do with it? 1 Storm. Just the 1. 2 on the right flank. Getting a decent number of Marines there. The Marines, of course, the highest DPS unit in this army, so it's quite important. 3rd Storm going down. Using them very conservatively, but to great effect. And SpaceMarine actually holds this off. So all of a sudden, Avokado now taking an engagement that he wasn't quite able to take before. And, well, unfortunately, because of the timing on Storm, that didn't end up looking very good for him here. He has got a couple of Widow Mines just casually burrowed around here, and a single stimmed Marine who's like, dude, wait for me! But needs to be very, very careful here. Both sides overextending. Great storms here, but we need the Gateway Army. Where are the Zealots? Where are the rest of the Stalkers? This bio is kind of tearing it up right now. The Colossi are all dead, and Avokado once again is retaking the middle of the map. So SpaceMarine evened out the supply by moving out here, and then he lost his army, and he's now once again 20-25 supply down. And this could be trouble for this base up here in the northern position. The Viking spots it and goes, hang on a second, I'm not sure I want this to be here. And do we have Storm? Oh, we do with the High Templars in the back, but do they have enough energy? Not just yet. So there's no Storm here at the moment. We can Stutter step back. A great engagement so far for the Terran, but is that going to last? A lot of charged Zealots coming in here, and the Archon still doing a lot of damage. But some great kiting here from our Terran means that it's very, very difficult to stop. And he's still checking for Storm. 79 now. He's actually got that Storm. And probably waiting for a good opportunity to use it. But so far, SpaceMarine is taking an excellent cost engage. Ooh, wow. Actually walking through almost all of that Psionic Storm. Not the greatest position there, but look at how much more is on the way. Just more and more units flowing out of that main and natural expansion. We have 4 bases up for the Terran versus 4 for the Protoss, but this 4th one is definitely under attack here. Almost picking off a sentry, but not quite. And it's 159 supply versus 129. The upgrade situation is actually in favor of our Terran player. It's 2-2 at the moment to just the single forges plus 2 armor. So we'll see if he can make that count right now. But at the moment, these small skirmishes aren't really doing it for Avokado. He wants a big, massive army, preferably with a flank. And dodging a couple of storms, he should be able to take this out. There's only one Colossus here. Yes, there are storms. It means you have to dance around a bit. Okay, there's the second Colossus. But I feel like he might have been able to push his advantage a little more before. As it stands, though, guys, it does mean we get a more fun game because double robo is on the way, and any advantage that Avokado had before, it's going to diminish really quickly the more Colossi come in contact with this army. And wow, double storm plus Colossus equals GTFO as far as the middle of the map is concerned. I completely agree with that. And crucially, though, all these medevacs are staying alive as you have another drop coming over here on the right-hand side. And, well, a lot of zealots coming out in addition to that storm. It looks like both medevacs are going to be able to get away here. And, wow, he's actually going to drop inside the main by the looks of things. So, reasonably good here. We actually got 7 Marauders. I mean, that's a pretty heavy as far as an army goes. And he's going to be able to pick apart a couple of these gateways before anything else happens. But they're at really low health right now, guys. Make no mistake. And the Stalkers, well, they're blinking. I don't think... Wow, oh, that's brave. Are we going to see a blink? One of those should go down. Oh, my goodness. 3 hit points on that medevac. That guy should definitely have hit... absolutely kicked the bucket, but it wasn't to be. And once again, light on the gateway units. Fantastic damage with these Colossi, but has he overextended? Great defensive storms, and here comes the stim forward from Avokado. He doesn't care. He wants to kill this army at all costs. He knows that the ground support isn't enough to support these Colossi. 3 of them just about managing to survive and move away. We need more units, though. Where are they? We've got the drop coming in once again on the right-hand side. These Marauders, their work rate is absolutely relentless right now. And both of these medevacs... Okay, there we go. One of them goes down. The second one goes down. What of the fight in the middle of the map? Avokado seems to be taking that at the moment. It's 180 supply versus 168 plus 3 armor. Has now completed for our Protoss player. But this base is completely naked. Here comes the army. Here comes the army. Here comes the army. Where's the Nexus? The Nexus isn't damaged. He's not engaging it, so he hasn't sniped it to go. He's actually trying just to engage his head on. Is it going to be enough? Where's the storms? There's the first one. 2 Colossus now. 1. No. 1 left now. Only 1 left. And there's an awful lot of bio on the high ground with the flank, but look at the number of Stalkers and the DPS here. It's not a trivial fight, this, and the Vikings are starting to go down. The Stalkers are blinking forward. Bear in mind there's no Colossus left. Every single Viking is at risk of going down here. The medevac's actually just chilling out in no man's land. He doesn't want to lose all of those. There are no medevacs with this army. Avokado moved all his medevacs ahead. There's a single medevac now. And that's no good because it's so hard to stim in that position. And look at this, a bio army that would normally just wreck face. I mean, he's kind of winning the fight. But look at how low these guys are. He can turn around now. And I think SpaceMarine's going to take this fight. As long as the Archon can get a couple of decent hits, there he goes. And I think Avocado's realized this now. He's go, hang on a second. How come stim isn't as good as it was before? Because you have no heal left. Oh, excellent EMP. But unable to finish the job as well on that Archon, and he's starting to regain his shield slowly as well. What an incredible turnaround here, and SpaceMarine all of a sudden, he's up to 140 supply versus 118. He's taking... This is the most offensive base I have seen. I mean, he's basically one step short of going, mate, excuse me while I take your 4th. So, wow, SpaceMarine really turning this game around in his favor right now, being so aggressive with his units. I feel keeping those Colossi alive earlier made such a huge difference when he came back around to fight in the top side. Remember when I said SpaceMarine overextended over here? Imagine if he had pulled back 3 seconds later, 2 out of those 3 Colossi died, and he didn't have those Colossi defending here. Think about how different a game that would have been, guys. So we have MVP Archon, guys, 13 kills and 164 on his shields, continuously going up. We can see Avokado going for this base once again. Oh, trying to snipe off a couple of units from the low ground, but needs to be so careful. The Stalkers say nope to that, and also we've got Colossi here too. 4 Colossi with this army, and of course MVP Hero Archon. I don't actually think Avokado can push into this right now. And we've got nothing but Marauders and Vikings coming out for the Terran player. I mean, Marauders and Vikings are both great in this situation. Is it enough, though? 3 Vikings versus 4 Colossi. Those Ghosts and EMPs are going to be so crucial. A lot of Zealots coming in, though, for that ground support. Where are the Zealots? The Zealots need to be at the front of this army, not the back. They're running away faster than everything else. Come on, mate. All right, there we go. The Zealots coming in. And now we have a huge fight going down. Good EMPs coming in from the Ghost, but is it going to be enough? Look at these reinforcements. Here come the rest of the Vikings. The Colossi all going down. Another huge swing in Avokado's favor, it has to be said. Great storm on the Vikings, but, you know, that's after all the Colossi are died. Another warp in his Zealots might just about clinch this. I don't know. He needs to land the Vikings. This is such a close fight. He's not landing the Vikings. And both sides are just tearing at each other's throats right now, but no one has a decisive Dudes. No. Wow. Okay. Well, you know, these guys are alive, man. Hashtag no fear. And these High Templars, they've walked an awful long way to storm, and then, well, okay, they did at least manage not to die. And SpaceMarine just about pushes this away. No Vikings left, ladies and gentlemen. No Colossi left. Both sides. This is like a massive boxing match right now. We have 5 bases versus 5 bases. The income at the moment is actually a little bit higher for Avokado with mules. It's about even, really. And the army supply is 63 to 60 with much better upgrades for the Terran player. Don't forget, it's 3-1 versus 3-3. Oh my god! Well, 3 High Templars for free. I'll take that any day of the week. And we have base number 6 coming down for SpaceMarine. What is this game? What is going on here? Still, Vikings and Marauders being made by the Terran player. So Avokado is unrelenting in his quest to kill every single heavy-duty Protoss unit. I feel like an appropriate response, perhaps, from SpaceMarine could just be to mix in more gateway units with this army. Yes, we have Marauders. Yes, we have Vikings. But why don't we see just more Zealots and Stalkers? We need the meat of the army to last a little bit longer. Dropping is going to force the cancel at this base, which doesn't get cancelled, actually. So, a nice little pickup there. And, oh, Colossus! No, just about managing to get away inside. Did I speak too soon? Have we got a blink? No, we don't have a blink. And the 2 Zealot hit squad, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be popping around, just surveying the land. Don't even mind me. Oh, hasn't spotted this base. And this is currently defended by nothing. But then again, so's this. Oh dear, SCV is falling off of gas. A couple going down there. Come back here. There we go. I knew charge would come in useful. And, well, the Protoss army, he's going to now come in and try and engage one of these. Is he picking the Planetary Fortress to engage first? He's in between a Planetary Fortress and an army, guys. I'm not sure this is a good idea. Here come the Vikings. And SpaceMarine needs to be so careful. It's 190 supply versus 185. This has been a scrappy game, but a very, very entertaining one. And it's really knife-edged right now. I don't know who's going to come out on top in this game. Oh man, these armies are so close to each other in the middle of the map. Here come the storms on the Vikings. Excellent storms on the Vikings. One more and a whole bunch of them are going to go down. Look at the health on those. And a couple of Archons, actually, are responsible for killing off almost every single Viking at this point. But where's the Gateway Army? Where is the meat? At the base of this... What the... You're drunk, Colossus. Go home. We need the meat at the front. The suicidal High Templars, they're coming through. The suicidal Colossi are coming through, and I think that has allowed Avokado to take a cost-efficient trade here when he otherwise might not have been able to. These fights are happening on such high economy as well. SpaceMarine up to 2,000, 1,000. Avokado trying to spend all his money, but he still has 800 gas, for example. And here come the Zealot Warpin. Look at this. What I was saying earlier about the Gateway Army just being a fantastic force for SpaceMarine right now, as soon as he adds in those Gateway units, it makes the rest of his army so much more effective. I wish he would do this when he still had 3 or 4 Colossi alive. I feel like that would be so good. At the moment, he's rushing Colossi and High Templars forward. He's losing so many of them. And I feel like he just needs to gather himself right now. Needs to patiently push forward with a good number of Gateway units. We haven't been seeing that yet. Another base going down now for our Team Darkstar Terran. And, well, let me tell you something. We've definitely got passion, we've got dedication, and we've got belief in this game. Because these guys are going at it absolute hammer and tongs right now. And SpaceMarine, he's gearing himself up for another attack. He's nearly at 3-3, guys, so he's almost matching the upgrades of the Terran now, and Protoss armies will just get stronger and stronger. Wow, 6 star sense with that scan, man. Knew exactly where he was. He was like, nah, I'm not having that. Can he engage out with this army? Well, he can if the Colossi do that. Oh, dear, and the suicidal Colossi. Second one looks bad as well. No, just about manages to get away with that, but the Vikings are thinking about having another stab at it. Oh, hello. Second Colossus goes down for free. SpaceMarine cannot afford to do this. He's actually ahead on supply 196 to 174, but he doesn't want his heavy duty units to go down just like this. And here we go, the Vikings. What a great position on top of that ledge there. He's going to be able to snipe off those Colossi if he can. Great concave by the buyer. Picks off the first wave of Zealots, and here come the Vikings. Are they going to be able to do anything here? No. Storm is actually leading the army right now. These High Templars, they know no fear, man. And here we go. We're coming in to try and pick off this Nexus. Storms from the front. Storms from the back. This is a Rebecca Black Storm fight, guys, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough here. A lot of those Vikings going down, but where are the Colossi? They are nowhere. This Viking force may as well land at this point. A good number of gateway units coming down at the base here, but look at the amount of DPS on his bow. Finally, he'll be able to pick off this Nexus. He'll be able to pick off this He'll be able to pick off this What? 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 He won't be able to pick off the Nexus, ladies and gentlemen. What a great hold there from SpaceMarine, as we now have Zealots gonna be harassing, a fantastic harass actually over here. He hasn't spotted the 6 o'clock base yet either. This game is actually so exciting. This is incredible. Oh man, oh man. And now we have SpaceMarine going for another attack. He's moving into natural expansion. He sees that the army is being pulled in to try and deal with this harassment over here. So he's got a lot of free shots. A couple of Zealots try to do damage. Good scan on top of action. And once again, look guys, we have Archons, we have Immortals, we have Colossi, we have High Templars. How many Zealots and Stalkers do we have? 7 Zealots and 8 Stalkers, and that's on the entire map. I want to see a bit more beef in this Protoss army. More Zealots now just getting cleaned up over here. Looks like he's taken this base as well. Are we going to mine out merry-go-round? Could this be a thing? This is... this has been a 38-minute game number 1. I don't really know what to say right now. I mean, the players... You know what? It hasn't been the highest quality game, and it doesn't even matter because it's been so entertaining, so tense, and so close between these two as well. I feel like SpaceMarine has an advantage here, but he really needs to get at least one good engagement with a decent amount of gateway units to buffer this army. He really needs that right now. Otherwise, a couple of good EMPs and Vikings, and they reset to exactly where they were before. It looks like the Zealots are finally going to get a hold of this orbital command, so picking that off, and I feel like our Protoss player is starting to get a bit of momentum. He's ahead. He's 200 supply now versus 125. So Avokado beginning to struggle a little bit, but where's the knockout blow? SpaceMarine still has to have one massively good engagement if he wants to win this game. Avokado really is still in this, guys. Some great Viking positioning followed by some fantastic EMPs means that a smaller army supply could actually win this fight. It's only 100 versus 129. It's possible. Oh my god, that EMP! And all of the shields on the Immortals, all of the shields on all of the sentries go down there. And Avokado is stimming in. Where are the Vikings, though? The Colossi could do a lot of damage. Great concave by our Terran player. But the Colossus aren't going down. Number of Vikings on the field, 3. Is this going to be the moment where SpaceMarine pushes through? It is. And GG. SpaceMarine wins a 40-minute game number 1.